Good evening from InvestSharp.com. This is Randy Smotone with your Tuesday, December the 21st market update. So the market had another good day today and continues to grind higher. The dollar, gold, copper, and oil were all up today. Silver was down. Light sweet crude futures were up 45 cents to settle at $89.82 a barrel. So looking at the dollar ETF UUP, the dollar's still hanging in here. It's got this little cup and handle working, and you know it's doing pretty well, either good or bad for the market. Right now, it doesn't seem to be impacting the market a whole lot. So let's take a look at the Russell. We won't look at the point and figure on crude. There's no change there. So let's take a look at the Russell because it had the large percent gain for the fourth trading day in a row, and it was up 1.05%. So we're still in this kind of little wedge thing, and we're up around the top here, but looking good. MACD's looking okay here. And look at the Dow. The Dow was the weakest for the third trading day in a row, even though it was up 0.48%, 11,533. And it's a little divergence here on the MACD, but again, looking fine. And then the S&P also, looks good here. It's taken out there's around that 1250. This is a weekly line. There was some resistance there on the weekly. One thing I noticed, and it's kind of on all of them, and of course it doesn't. There definitely this MACD I'm using, right? This 534.1. As we go higher, this MACD keeps making lower highs. So just obviously until the market shows some kind of a bearishness or selling, then I wouldn't worry about it too much. But we did kind of pull back here, and that was on the 60-minute chart right as we near the high there. But until it shows its hand, I mean, divergence can go on for a long time. So we've been that way for quite a while on the 60-minute chart. And they're looking all the same way on this. When you get to the 60-minute level, there is definitely some bearish divergence on the MACD. But keep playing it to long. Everything looks fine here until it doesn't. Take a look at the Nasdaq. Same here. Looking good, up 0.68%. Again, the MACD's a little lower here than here, but that doesn't mean a whole lot yet. And of course, the 60-minute. Let's look at it. Again, you've got, like I said, as we're going higher here in December in particular, right? MACD's making these lower highs, even though it did get a little higher here than there, which is good, but we're still overall kind of in this downtrend on this MACD on the 60-minute charts. Let's take a look at gold, GLD, looking good. Took out the downtrend line maybe just by a little bit today, but looks fine. SLV still hanging in there, still hanging on to the uptrend line. Pretty low volume right now. It looks fine. Copper continues to press higher and higher. No stopping copper right now. And Euro is continuing this weakness ever since it broke this uptrend line. It kind of retested it here, got up to about even level there, came back down, and not a lot of selling, a little bit of selling here, but not a lot. So Euro continues to struggle. And then the volatility index, the VIX, actually got a little bit of a pop today, not a whole lot, 0.49%. So it's doing a pretty good job of hanging around here with inside, this bearish candle. Right, let's go take a look at the McClellan oscillator. Another thing, volume. Of course, volume is, the closer we get to this Christmas holiday, is super light. I mean, if you look at the SPY and Qs and the diamonds, all that stuff, it's like 35-40% less than average daily volume right now. Very, very light. So on the McClellan oscillator, we're still a little above the neutral area, but we're certainly not anywhere near overbought. And this is the NYSE. The Nasdaq one is a little higher. It's about 30, but again, it's still not really that overbought, so it looks fine. It needs to get up a little higher up in here, 50, 60 somewhere. So all that's looking fine. So over to the sectors. So 11 of the 16 sectors we follow finished in the green. The bank index had the largest percent gain, up 1.87%. The gold index was the weakest, down 0.35%. Over to ChartWatch. Got some new ones, got some old ones. Agrium, watch this fertilizer stock here, like this triangle, and Had a nice move today, and so watch for it to take out this downtrend line. Looking pretty good. IPI, Intrepid Potash, nice breakout today over this previous high of this 35, whatever it was, 35.14 or so. Looks good. If I can type Sohu, I'll get Sohu out here. Okay, Sohu, watch Sohu here. You know, it had all this big, pop on the earnings, gap up, and it's a little bit more than filled the gap now, but it looks like it's in a falling wedge, and I probably like it here. I'd like to see it take out this high of 67.01 and look like it's going to close above it. So it's working on it, and then it could jump on that one possibly long. So keep an eye on that one. IBM, I thought it was going to go ahead and take out the downtrend line today. Had a little sneaky buying in there, but then they pulled it back just a little. So I keep thinking, it's about to. It's been consolidating there sideways for couple of weeks now. So not ready to go yet, but it should be getting close. Net Scout Systems, another triangle, actually broke out above the downtrend line on this triangle today, and looking pretty good here. CRM, if it can take out today's high with a little volume, looking like it had a nice bounce off the 30, but I really need to see it take out the midpoint of this large bearish candle to the upside. Amazon, we talked about that one the other day. It still looks good, going higher. Win, had a breakout here of the downtrend line, and now a little tight consolidation. It's holding up fine. You could probably even go long here. I'd use a breakdown of this trend line here as your stop, but FXI, China ETF, looks interesting. Maybe it's finally going to continue higher again, possibly. We'll see. It did volume popping out of this falling wedge, right, out of this wedge pattern here to the upside. Volume coming in, so maybe the Shanghai composite will start moving higher, but FXI is starting to look interesting. Maybe that'll help some of the Chinese stocks too, like the Baidu, which I'll show you here. If you look at Baidu, it kind of follows this a little bit. ArcelorMittal holding up well. It's holding that support level where it broke out. MGM, and we took off part of our MGM today. We're still holding a little bit of it though. So nice move, pop higher because we got in it when down here lower. So took off some of that today. NG, Nova Gold, still holding up. It had a breakout above the downtrend line and still holding up there, but not really going anywhere. And let's see, Stanley Black & Decker, I left that on there, still looks fine. ISRG, it pulled, it took out, and actually it's kind of could be a bearish reversal here. I mean, it took out the high and the low, but it's trying to hold that downtrend line. So keep an eye on it. It might bottom down here. We'll see. Needs to go take out that high there. RDC still holding up well. Been watching that one. Nano moving higher. Talked about that one yesterday. AZO, it's still hanging in there, but not really, didn't do much of a whole lot of anything today. Just sat there. Deere breaking higher today. Nice move. AGCO, which is a stock that we have in our longer term investment portfolio. It's been in it for a couple of months now, so it's up big. So it's looking really good. It's in the same thing, agriculture and construction. Looks good. Tidewater breaking higher. Talked about that yesterday. Looks good. NBR. You go through these patterns. Looks good. Going higher. I like this ECA. I like this triangle here, and it's winding, and it's got volume coming in. So we'll expect a breakout soon, possibly here around this 29 or so level of the upside. So keep an eye on that one as it comes off the bottom. Bank of America looking good. It's had some great volume coming in, and now if you touch across here, it's breaking a little higher there. So of course a lot of the financials. JP Morgan, I've been watching this for quite some time. I'm really waiting for this breakout of this this ascending triangle type pattern. Should have a nice move to the upside once that happens. So it looks good. STI did break out above this this resistance line here. And let's see, CGA, China Green Agriculture, big breakout here on it today. A little cheapy one here, but of course big percentage move. But see if it looks like it might have bottomed here. So lots of volume coming in that one. And so Baidu, see Baidu's in the same type of wedge as FXI. So it got a nice bounce here. They bought it. It did hold the trend line, and it seems to move higher. So it's looking interesting. I like to see it take out this trend line here, but market holds up well and the FXI moves higher. It'll probably take Baidu with it. So CBX or CPX, Complete Production Services, like it. Still looks good. CLF, we're still holding some of our CLF position. It's looking good. TCK, still consolidating. Looks fine here. APA broke out of its little wedge, and now it's just sitting there. Its little pennant thing, but it looks fine. Host Hotels, talked about it yesterday, looks good. JEC, still holding up good. And see, JBL, big earnings today. Big breakout on the earnings. This is the circuit board industry. And so take a look at some players in here. SANM, same industry. Nice buying today on the back of the JPL earnings. So watch for it to take out its downtrend line and move to the upside. So looking interesting. Another one in that same circuit board is Flectronics. It broke out of its little bull flag today to the upside. And BHE, Benchmark Electronics, also in that circuit board group. So nice break a little higher here above where it had been some prior resistance here, so keep an eye on that one. All right, so on deck for tomorrow, we'll get the quarterly GDP number at 8:30. That could actually move the market possibly a little bit. We'll see. And I'll get the monthly existing home sales number at 10 a.m. and then weekly petroleum status at 10:30 a.m. all in Eastern time. And that is really all I have for today. So thanks for watching.